Hey everybody, how's it going? My name is Matt Shacha. I'm your lead community developer here at Gun Media. I am joined today for episode 3 of Beyond by Ronnie Hobbs, creative director here at Gun.
Hello.
And Daniel Nixon down at the end of the couch there, our director of communications, who I think was just enjoying a little bit of a recent launch on Switch.
Observer on Switch by Bloober team. It's out.
Observer, which is out on Switch, which is done by Bloober, which brings us to the topic of today's show, which is Layers of Fear 2. Before we get into that, though, I just wanted to take a quick minute to note to you guys, Beyond, as a show, the idea being we sit down here, we have an opportunity to interface with you guys directly, to take your questions in chat, to talk about some of the things we're working on. And this week, we're covering Layers of Fear 2, which some of you may know we're working in partnership with Bloober team. Bloober team is developing the entirety of Layers of Fear 2, and we're working on a publishing side. And on that note, I do want to say that there are some things that you may have missed about Layers of Fear 2, to be fair. Yep. We've had our reveal trailer. We've had from the code-named teaser that we put out to our reveal trailer to some things that we took care of at PAX South. And we're going to show you all of that today, as well as talk to my buddies here about, you know, the involvement and the participation and cooperation between Gun and Bloober. So first, let's talk to Mr. Ronnie Hobbs. We've got a trailer coming up, Ronnie. There's something really key in this trailer, though, that I think people are going to find pretty interesting, and that's the idea of the voiceover and the voice acting that we've got and the partnership we've got going on through Bloober to work with Mr. Tony Todd. So let's hear a little bit of background on trailer 1.
So, obviously, Tony Todd,
yeah,
famous actor, been around for a long time. He's done more than Candyman, but most people think that, you know, that's where they know him from. So early on in the process, when we were talking to Bloober about potential voice actors for the director, so to speak, which is the character name, he was on our short list, and luckily he was free. Yeah. Because he's actually shooting a movie right now. He's doing a lot of different things, but luckily Tony Todd was free, and he's on our team here now, and he's doing an awesome job. And just hearing the VO sessions and the way that he's bringing this character to life has been pretty awesome. I think you guys have heard this along the way. You've heard the iterations of the script and how it's coming to life. So
sure.
Yeah, Candyman, Tony Todd.
Absolutely. You know, one of the key takeaways I had from the first trailer for it, and now again with the second one, is how his voice just embodies that character of the director. Is there anything you want to share with the folks about the director character?
Not today. Not today. There is a character named the director.
Right.
And you're not supposed to know a whole lot about him.
But we've got more news on that coming soon, of course. So.
Yes.
You're going to make me look like a jerk on the street.
No, not at all, man.
Can we just veer off onto the exit?
He's a very mysterious character.
Right.
He's the director, and you're an actor, and you know.
And on that note, though, I think we should probably, for those of you who haven't seen it, we should run trailer 1 coming up. That'll here. Help. You guys will get a little bit of an impression of the kind of voice acting and the kind of talent that Tony Todd's bringing to the project. So, yep. Rob, our producer, is behind the scenes over there in the other room. Rob, let's roll trailer 1 for Layers of Fear 2.
Before the world told you who you should be, do you remember who you were? You became an actor, so you wouldn't have to be yourself.
And we're back up. So now, obviously, there's a couple of key things in there that we want to cover. But first off, I want to talk about working with Bloober and the importance of that partnership. For those of you who don't realize yet, I've seen a couple of questions in chat. Bloober team is a development team based out of Poland. They did the original Layers of Fear. They did Observer, which we mentioned earlier, just launching on Switch. And now with Layers of Fear 2, they've approached Gun, and we're working in partnership with them. And Ronnie, maybe you could tell us what it's been like, tell the community here what it's been like working with Bloober team.
Awesome.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
In a word, there you
yeah,
go.
I mean, but if you rewind to before our partnership, we were fans of Layers of Fear 1, and I remember playing Observer the day it came out. So we were a fan of their work just from the beginning. So when that opportunity came up that, you know, they might be looking for someone to help with Layers of Fear 2, obviously Wes and myself and everyone here was on board. We obviously knew that they were very, very talented. And what's funny is I didn't know they were that talented.
Yeah.
Seeing them now and talking to them on a daily basis and just seeing them in action and reading the script along the way and seeing how their visions come to life over the course of the past, I don't know how many months, a year. It's been pretty awesome. So
Yeah, everything I've had to work on with, you know, with Bart, with Raffle, with Peter, with Nick, like every experience has been a good experience.
Yeah.
They're a great team to work with.
yeah,
Absolutely.
been awesome.
And, you know, they bring a certain level of we mentioned it during the PAX South panel, which we'll talk a bit more about later, but they bring a certain level of expertise, and I think that's something that the folks here at Gun really respect. I mean, you know, us having worked on Friday, and the level of detail you guys put into Friday to make it, you know, as much of a fan service as possible.
Authentic as possible. Yeah, they're very good at that. They have a keen eye for art.
Yeah.
And just cinematography, and they know how to use references properly, and you can tell that their work is something that they've thought about for a long time.
Sure.
You know.
And that fandom shows through. And I think that's really important in the first trailer there. It's important to note that first Tony Todd voiceover everybody kind of latched onto and said, oh my God, that's Candyman. This is such a big moment, you know. And everybody's really hyped to hear him in the game, but there's a few subtle hints in there, again, to that fandom. Now, whereas Layers of Fear 1 dealt with an artist and, you know, the trials and tribulations, we'll say, of that artist. I don't want to say too much because I know there's a lot of you that are planning on playing Layers of Fear 1 to get ready for Layers of Fear 2.
Yeah.
But those subtle keys in there about the director, about the role of the main character, is there anything you could say, you know, for the community on that topic?
Well, I think we should probably just make sure that everyone knows what Layers of Fear 2 is about. So
Sure.
it is about an actor who is struggling to or dealing with past trauma while they're preparing for a role of a lifetime, so to speak. So it's all about, you know, it's similar to Layers of Fear 1. You know, there's a lot of things that happen there to, well, really your own mind in a way. So it's all I really say. But it is about an actor.
Well,
Say
and
that.
you know, I think that the nods back to film are prevalent in that first trailer, right? You know, Dan, I know you had a lot of involvement in.
Well, when it was first announced as Project Millier, like I started looking into it. I was like, what are we doing with this? What's this name? And you know, you look into it and you see that Millier he's innovative. He's doing things that nobody else is doing in cinema at the time. He's doing these what we would call short movies now, where there's effects that
He was responsible
people
for
haven't done.
creating many effects. If people don't know who Georges Méliès was, it's like we wrote down a bunch, just right off the top, like superimposition and like mats and stop motion. He pretty much invented all that stuff. He was a master illusionist and filmmaker.
Yeah,
Most people know like Man in the Moon or a Man. What's the name of it? Trip to the Moon is his most iconic film, probably the most people know. So
I don't remember the name of it. One of my favorites by him, it's, you know, he's got the human-sized deck of cards.
Yeah.
And you're watching it, and he comes out as a magician, and you know, at first it's just the cards and the artwork, and then they do a jump cut, and now it's a person standing in front of the card. But at the time, it's mind blowing. It's like,
Yeah, no one had done that before.
how do you do this? That's a person now.
Yeah, you remember you ever seen like the skull overlaid on top of an actual face, and you start seeing multiple images? He invented all that. So he's just an incredible person. So they're heavily influenced by him.
Right.
And you can tell in the first trailer that they wanted to set the tone, I think,
Right.
just early on, that it was going to be heavily influenced by film, specifically him, but in reality, there's a bunch of movie scenes here. Like, you know, we're talking like Repulsion, obviously the arms
Right.
in the hallways, Suspiria, The Shining, Nosferatu. There's a ton of references that they are using.
Well, and I think the important part there is that to the keen-eyed observer, To the keen-eyed observer, you can see the fan service to film and the role that film is going to play in this one, just like the role of fine art played in the first one.
Yeah.
So,
To answer your question, sorry, that was a teaser that we were just putting out the fact that you're an actor,
right?
And there's this director played by Tony Todd, and that's all you really knew at that point as far as the trailer goes. So,
I actually loved when the Layers of Fear reveal trailer, because at first it's just Project Melee, and people like, okay, this looks interesting.
Yep.
But when the trailer that we just saw came out, you could see on social media the Layers of Fear fans, they were super excited.
Yeah.
Like the fans for this, well, I guess series now, like they love it. They love the first one. They're going to enjoy the second one.
Well, and we did get a chance to see them come out in full force with PAX South. Seeing folks wearing Layers of Fear shirts, and you're like, wow, this is amazing. Like this, there's a real like cult vibe to Layers of Fear 1. Yep. There's a really dedicated following, and I think that seeing them come out to kind of embrace the idea of Layers of Fear 2 has been really interesting to see as well. And again, like you said, that first teaser, that kind of set a little bit of this is a curiosity, piqued people's interest. That second teaser established it as, okay, well, here's where we're going with it. And I know you wanted to jump ahead and you said, well, I think first we should tell them what it's about.
Yeah.
And I agree. But I want to try to live in this reveal for a minute. So without anything more, because chat is blowing up as well, and we want to get to those questions and stuff. Don't worry, guys. We will have question and answer time in this show. We're not going to drop a bunch of trailers and then be like, bye. But I think that this is a good moment to show the second trailer, which maybe you want to give a little background on when this trailer aired and how it came, how this came about.
So this is our PAX South trailer that we had at the panel, and of course we released it online after that. But this is the first trailer that really, I think, dives into the psyche here and lets you know that things may not be okay. So it takes place on a ship, of course. That's where this movie is being shot at. But obviously, some of the things you see in this trailer may or may not be on the ship. So it could be a set, it could be any number of things that are occurring, but something's not right. It's kind of like In the Mouth of Madness type of feel to it. So that was our PAX South trailer. So it's got a lot of really cool information in it, and at least new scenes and new settings. So.
Cool. So without any more chatting, then we'll launch right into trailer 2, and when we get back, we'll tell you a little bit more about the inspirations behind this. So.
You'll play your part. This place, the life that was to be, you cannot have it. You can never have it. It will never be yours. Time marches on. Time waits for no one. Actor, do not waste hours.
So, that was not the trailer.
Yeah, that was not the trailer. We had a little bit of a technical issue. We're going to let Rob see if he can sort that out. Yeah, Beatty YouTube, it did freeze in place. We're going to see if Rob can get that sorted out, and we'll rerun it. But
When it's
whenever it's ready.
It's going to work.
Yeah.
Well, we're playing off YouTube or what?
Yeah.
No, I'm being serious. Were we playing off YouTube, or is that internal file?
No, that's internal. We're going to run that again one more time, guys. Sorry about that. Yeah.
Try YouTube.
You'll play your part. This place, the life that was to be, you cannot have it. You can never have it. It will never be yours. Time marches on. Time
So there you go. The do-over worked.
That was better.
That was much better. There's a lot more in that trailer than you guys probably realized when it froze up. Anyway, so that's our PAX South trailer, which the team wanted to go a little more into detail, and there was a lot going on at this time to kind of set the stage. We had a developer diary, which we aired. You can find it on our YouTube channel, which maybe we can get gun support in chat there to drop a link at some point to that developer diary. It talked a lot about the inspirations behind Layers of Fear 2. And I think that one of the interesting things about that trailer is we're showing a little bit more, like you had said. We're showing a little bit more of what's going on there in the world. So maybe Dan and Ronnie, if you want to give a little bit of background on this trailer and what we can say as far as the inspirations and where we decided to go with that one for PAX South.
That's a great question, Ronnie.
Well, I don't want to give away all the things.
Of course not. Of course not.
So I've already mentioned Repulsion, Suspiria, and Nosferatu.
Right.
Those were probably the main inspirations for those trailers.
Sure.
There are key moments in there, but I think we don't let part of the community find those and pick those out and go, oh, I noticed that now. But the reality of that trailer was just to set a tone. You can tell it took a lot of darker turn and a more devious turn, if you will.
Yeah, the previous trailers, they had some darker spots, but the PAX South trailer was definitely, there's stuff going on.
Yeah, and it's really the director. As you can tell, the VO line is the director is almost forcing himself over you, onto you, and commanding you to do things, which is what didn't happen in the previous trailer. He was kind of more laid back, but this time you clearly see that you're supposed to listen to him or not, much like a director would be. So I think that's my favorite part about it is not just the cool visuals and the film references and the fact that some crazy shit's going on, but it's the fact that Tony Todd, his voice in that trailer, is really, really coming across and being used properly. So
it's establishing an environment. I mean, the voice alone, people can be hyped about the voice alone. As you said in the first trailer, it was almost more suggestive and you know, establishing him as a presence,
dominant figure, so to speak. And there's a lot of cool lines in the VO if you go back and listen to it and just try to read each line and what they mean. There's a lot of cool stuff hidden in there.
So now PAX South, basically we had some of the folks from Bloober out. We had Bart, who is the lead designer over there at Bloober team, and we had Nicodem. I wanted to make sure I didn't butcher that. Yeah, Nicodem, game writer from Bloober team out there with us. We had a 5-person panel. Again, videos of that exist, and they can be found across all of our socials and possibly in chat. Yeah. So we had this panel with the guys from Bloober team. We had them out. We talked a bit about their inspirations and about, you know, what they see Layers of Fear, kind of the notes they want to touch on and everything. What can you guys say about what we've got coming for PAX East?
So we had the event too.
We have
the Layers of Fear 2 event. We had that at PAX South.
Yeah, we have an off-site event that's happening at PAX East. We have another panel that's going to be taking place with key people from Bloober. I'm not sure who exactly is going to be there yet from their team, but we should be having Ronnie here.
It'll be a similar turnout.
Yeah, we should bit different discussion than what happened at PAX South.
Cool. So now, again, the idea being establishing the tone, the concept behind Layers of Fear, and then establishing a little bit more of the environment. Is there anything we can share with the community today on what we might be showing as far as where we want to go with the game at PAX East?
Well, you can play it.
Yeah, so we'll have Layers of Fear 2 playable at the Bloober booth.
That's the word.
I know the
we don't want to tell you what it's going to be about. We want you to figure it out and discover it for yourself.
Yeah, so if you're going to be in Boston for PAX East, booth 16121. These guys are amazed that I remember that. Yeah, we should have
2806 4212.
Now you're just throwing numbers at me, man. Yeah, Layers of Fear 2. We should have something playable. So people can come, get hands-on with the game.
We're definitely not going to tell you what that's going to be yet.
No.
Yeah, we're not going to ruin that for you, but it's going to be a pretty awesome part of the game. Been working hard on that, so.
Yeah, there's been a few meetings about what are we going to have in the demo?
Yeah.
What's the demo going to be?
Yeah.
We'll be there on a panel.
Yeah.
We're going to have something cool to show you during the panel.
And we have another one of our VIP events, which...
Yeah, we're having a VIP event for some folks, and then we're also going to have the game playable. So full court press at PAX East.
I mean, we're going to have booth swag. So
are we?
Yeah, I mean, it's...
So come see Dan.
Yeah.
I won't be at the booth.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I believe
Someone will.
somebody from our support team will be at the Bloober booth.
That means you, Gun Media Help.
Yep. But it's going to be kind of limited for what swag we're going to have available each day. So come to the booth, play it early, maybe walk away with something cool.
Yep.
Wes said, "Wait, booth swag too? I didn't approve this. Too late. It's in the wild
You
now."
did. You just did.
So again, the idea being, there's been a lot of talk about getting hands-on with Layers of Fear from the first time, the first influencer, the first fan, the first community member we spoke to at PAX South. They said, "So it's going to be playable," and we had to keep saying, "No, it's not." So I think it's big news that if you're in town for PAX East, you're going to be able to stop by and check it out and actually get hands-on, because, as Ronnie said, this is not something that we can really illustrate for you and do it justice. I think it's something that you need to experience on your own. There's so much that's baked into Layers of Fear 2. That's environment, it's mood, it's atmosphere.
Story too.
Yeah.
Which may be tough to get across in a setting like PAX, but hey, we're going to let you try anyway. So
Bloober put way too much work into the Layers of Fear 2 for us to try to butcher it and bring it down into 30 minutes worth of conversation here.
Sure.
Yeah.
So I think that the key is going to be for those folks who can get their hands on it and hopefully, see some content from PAX East.
Yeah.
And again, like Ronnie and Dan had said, we're going to have another panel. So there's going to be more information to share with you guys, more Q&A, more fun stuff there. And so now, basically, that's where we're at right now with our Layers of Fear 2 reveal. This is the point we're at. For any of you who have not been up to speed on what's going on there, I wanted to make sure that we had an episode of Beyond where we bring you guys in and show you all the things. If you guys in chat, I see there's a lot of folks in chat that we haven't gotten to and we haven't said hello to yet, but we want to get to your questions, and we're going to try to answer as many of them as possible. So, all right. Well, right now there's just a lot of PAX East jelly, but yeah, won't be in Boston. So bring back some gameplay footage, pretty please. What can we say about the gameplay version as far as will there be footage that will exist after the fact?
I mean, you mean official footage or people filming with their phones?
Footage.
Probably, I don't know.
I'm not
We'll
sure
consider it both options
Okay.
about that for people that can't come to PAX.
Okay.
I mean, somebody's going to film the whole thing with their phone.
Oh,
So there's
sure.
going to be gameplay. It's just, is it going to be potato quality?
Yeah, so we'll probably do something.
Yeah. I think what the community is saying here that they'd like to see is, will we have another trailer there?
Oh, well, also, after PAX is over, we can also play the demo here as well on
That would be
Beyond.
amazing.
So that
That'd be
everyone who
amazing.
missed it can tune in to Beyond, and we'll play it, and we can take questions and talk about what we can. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. That'd be wonderful. Yeah. Will the panel be live streamed? Gary
Yes.
Graves. Yes.
Yeah, all our panels are usually live streamed. That's one thing we are fortunate enough to work with PAX is to do a live stream panel. Some aren't, some are. So we usually get the ones that are. So
Yeah, I mean, as long as people are following Layers of Fear 2 on Twitter or Facebook, those links should go live before the panel starts, so people can make sure that they can tune in time to watch.
Yeah. And as always, keep an eye on our socials. We have, at Layers of Fear 2 on Twitter, Layers of Fear 2 with underscores on Instagram. You can find all of our socials, and we'll be sharing all of this stuff there, as well as links for where you can keep up with it during PAX East in case you're stuck home and not able to make it to Boston. Grindhead Jim wants to know what the recipe is for Layers of Fear 2 potatoes. That's not a thing. Yeah. Oh, and Retro Betty, thank you for taking such detailed notes on the first PAX South, the PAX South panel.
yeah, she's awesome.
But she's not allowed to. When we tweet out a screenshot and we're quizzing the community on what movie it's from, you're not allowed to answer if you have a whole notebook of notes.
She
at
knows,
home.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's not fair. You can't ruin that for everybody.
She doesn't.
When is the game coming out? That's actually
That's a good question. People ask that now. I usually ignore it, but we can.
right
When it's done.
Yeah, when it's done. I was gonna say, I
Not
know
before
the
PAX
answer to
East?
this, but yeah, I know the answer to this, and the answer is we don't have that information for you guys at this time. But believe me, again, not to sound like a broken record, but the place to keep an eye on is going to be our socials. Believe me, we're not going to keep it a secret once we do announce.
Yeah, I mean, that's a major milestone for the game, and everybody's going to know about that.
Yeah.
You're like, is it really?
Might be the most important.
Knowing when it's going to come out, Dan?
All right.
Yeah. When we know, we can share.
Absolutely. So won't be in Boston. Bring back some. We got that there. Yeah, we're going to have that gameplay footage for you guys. I promise. We've got another question in here about. There was a question about the inspiration behind Layers of Fear 2 and what you guys can speak to. Now, you have to remember, guys, the amount of artistic kind of involvement that Bloober has kind of limits how far we can go here on inspirations behind Layers of Fear 2. But, Ronnie, is there anything you can say about your discussions with maybe...
Well, I mean, yeah, we should probably establish just our role once again.
Sure.
You know, this is not our game. We didn't create it. It's not our concept. This is a Bloober game, and we're here to support them.
Right.
So... part of my job and other people's jobs here is just to provide support where needed. So sometimes that's gameplay, sometimes that's narrative, sometimes that's marketing, sometimes it could be anything they need. So what's awesome for me is I get to go back and forth with Bart and go over the script and look at all the different scenes, and we all play the game over and over and over. But it's not to the point where we're like saying, hey, do this or do that. It's a
supportive role.
It's a supportive role. So we're not sneaking in any really of our inspirations, you know, unless they go, hey, what do you guys think? So,
yeah, it's definitely Bloober Team's game.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think that's important to kind of outline here. You know, the whole idea of Beyond and sitting down and trying to show you guys what we've got and trying to talk about the game here is, I think it's important to get everybody on the same page and up to speed and get our Twitch community here involved. But by the same note, the panels, that's going to be something that you're going to really, I think that's what, you know, where the community can benefit really from those panels is having the folks from Bloober on hand to discuss with you guys, because as much as we're in this supportive role, it's not, there's an authorship and there's an auteur kind of aspect to it that Bloober provides.
Yeah, we don't want to get in their way.
That's absolutely
the last thing we want to do is hamper their vision.
Yeah, it's cool being able to talk about their game, but the best people to see talk about it will definitely be Bloober at the panel.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Bart and Nicodeme chatting, even though, you know, sometimes it's kind of hard to understand them at times, but if you take the effort, they have a lot of really awesome things they're talking about. You can understand that they're super passionate about their story. So.
And I mean, personally, I was floored by the level of knowledge they have for the core subject matter. I mean, you understand when you see it that these guys are passionate film fans, but there's nothing quite like hearing it in their own words. So, I did see a question here that I wanted to get to. Somebody said, is Layers of Fear 2 episodic? Not sure if the first was. And it's
no traditional, you know, story. I mean, Layers of Fear 1 had DLC.
Right.
So in a way, you can say that
it's not going to be like
it's not
Layers of Fear 2 episode 1.
It's not The Walking Dead.
Like, no.
It's not Telltale's Walking Dead. No.
One of the excuse me, I'm sorry. One of the things I would like to say on that note is you're going to be able to jump into Layers of Fear 2, and the amount of time you want to spend in that world, you're going to be able to spend in that world. It's not going to cut you off and put you behind any, wait 2 more weeks for the next piece, you know what I mean? So, I love collectibles and unlocks. Remember getting all my badges? On the topic of collectibles and unlocks, is there anything we can share with the folks there? I know that was a core part of Layers of Fear 1, so they're making a return.
Yeah, I mean, I would expect something similar.
Yeah.
If I was a betting man.
If you were a betting man, gotcha. All right, cool. Let's see here. With the work on Layers of Fear 2, are you going to give up on F2? I'm not sure what F2 is. If you mean F13.
Or F1.
Or F1.
Our new racing game.
Yeah, that's right.
That's
Ronnie is no longer gonna work on F1. No. Dawn of the Dead BR, I just wanted to let you know that, again, these episodes of Beyond, we don't always cover one topic. We don't always stick on one topic. This one's on Layers of Fear 2. If you want more news on F13, then by all means, continue to tune in. Possibly even next week, we'll be talking about Friday the 13th again. But right now, we're here for Layers of Fear 2. So let's go over to Twitch. We have, oh, wait, here we go. I have collectibles and unlocks. When I find some free time, I like to jump into streams. Let's see here. My chat is all borked. I'm stuck in the same spot. So.
Ronnie's going to save the day.
Yeah. There you go.
Maybe.
So, yeah, I think.
More Dev Diaries, please.
Matt's breaking stuff. Yeah, yep. More Dev Diaries, please. Yeah. So. We did have one giveaway. We were giving away a copy of Layers of Fear 1. I believe we're going to have any possibility of PvP. PvP is not a thing in Layers of Fear. No, this is...
I would say 0.
Yeah. I think there were,
Like, it's a very story-driven
Yeah.
game. It's,
There's-
Single player experience,
that's right.
narrative.
yeah, you're not going to have, like, competitive tournaments.
Yeah.
Layers of Fear 2.
There's not a lot of things we want to confirm as concrete as
That
the
is
fact
one.
that there will not be PvP in Layers
And
of
then
Fear.
we get an email from Bart that's like,
Hey, by the
my
way,
DLC,
guys,
I
yeah.
didn't want it to be PvP. We're like,
Guys, why'd you say no? No.
All right, we've got chat refreshed here. So I wanted to take a quick note. In the beginning of the stream, we gave away a copy of Layers of Fear 1. We're going to be giving away another copy of Layers of Fear 1. Gun Media Help, Gun Media Support, they're going to be opening up another giveaway. We're going to get that out of the way now. So if you guys have any last-minute questions, let's get those heard in chat. And then, yeah, that'll probably pretty much do it for this episode. I see you in there, Mad Moxie. Hey, Peanut. How much will the game cost? We haven't confirmed, along with launch date and pricing and platforms. That information has not been confirmed as of yet. You're going to have to stay tuned.
Ronnie just keeps looking at me like, why aren't you doing your job, Dan? It's like, these aren't decisions I
I
make,
wasn't
man.
looking at you. I wasn't looking at you. I was looking at something else.
You're just looking away from Matt. It's like, God, dude.
Yeah.
No, I'm good.
So,
Yeah.
last topic I wanted to cover, on top of our panel and our party, and potentially some more information and some playable Layers of Fear, you want to maybe go into a little more detail on the booth. We're going to have a booth down there with Bloober.
I mean, we're going to have a booth at PAX East.
Yeah.
We'll have some people from Bloober there. We'll have some, I think we have almost everybody from Gun who's going to be at PAX East
We'll be there.
working for Layers of Fear. Like, that's going to be their whole thing. But yeah, we should have a playable demo.
I mean, we'll have more news soon.
Oh, yeah.
As we draw closer to PAX East.
Absolutely.
Right now,
There-
there's only so much we can say.
We have some stuff that should happen between now and PAX
Yeah.
East, but PAX East is like it's definitely important. It's a huge gaming convention.
Yeah.
A lot of news comes out, and we're gonna have some of that news.
There you
Cool.
go.
Well, we've got another question in chat here. Somebody wants to know why Ronnie isn't wearing his glasses. But
What's the name?
It's Spirited Away 13.
Okay, tell her I'm putting them on.
Oh my God!
There you go.
Because I'm old and I don't want to wear glasses. And I
And-
can't with these headsets.
Nick from Slashcast says blame Dan. Always blame Dan. That's
Yes.
fair. I agree. On top of PAX East.
Every time you hit that mic, Ronnie,
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, bro.
hot mic.
So Ronnie looking jacked. There, yeah, he's been listening to what are you listening to in the gym, Ron?
Careless whisper.
All right. We're getting way off track here, guys. But so yeah, I wanted to note that, on top of those items at PAX East, the playable build, we're going to have a lot of information coming out through socials. So
Yeah.
again, the quick hit for our social channels, make sure you're following Layers of Fear 2. Make sure you're hitting us up. And we're going to be kicking off a Discord server soon, which will have,
Uh-oh.
yeah, we're going to have a carved out little section for Layers of Fear 2 as well, where you can interact with us. And that'll be shared across all gun channels. So did we get our winners here? It looks like...
Yeah, who won the code?
It looks like we've got winners. Yeah.
You win?
Yeah, Ronnie won.
I would not give you that code.
Always blame the bearded man. Yeah, that's usually good.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Good
light.
strategy.
That's
He looks guilty.
Right. So, again, guys, we appreciate you guys tuning in, hanging out. We've got our winners here in Twitch. We've got our winners here in Mixer. So everybody enjoy your copy of Layers of Fear, the first title. And let us know. Tag us if you're playing it. Tag at Layers of Fear on Twitter if you're playing Layers of Fear and you have any questions or anything.
Yeah.
We can send you in the right way. If beard equals guilt, I am screwed. Yep, yep, Jim, that's the way that rolls.
Hey.
So again, guys, thanks for tuning in for Beyond. That's everything we've got on Layers of Fear. Stay tuned for PAX East and all the information that's going to come from there. Again, like I said, we've got another event, we've got another panel, and we've got a playable build at PAX East, as well as, I'm sure, plenty more to share with you guys in between now, then, and even after that. Dan, Ronnie, thank you guys so much for hanging out. We appreciate you guys taking the time to sit down and share some of this insight with the community. And we'll see you guys all on Thursday with Tales from the Stream. I believe Ronnie will be back for
I'll be
that
back
one.
here Thursday.
We haven't confirmed what we're playing yet, but we've got something
We're still arguing about it.
in the works. Yeah, we've got something pretty good.
Pretty good.
But yeah, guys, we'll be back Thursday, 3 p.m. Eastern time with Tales from the Stream. We'll be playing some games, hanging out on the couch, and talking about horror, Nice hype for gameplay at PAX. Betty, I will see you there.
She'll be there, right?
She will be there. So,
We'll save her a spot in line.
There you go, guys. That's your inside track to what it's going to look like at PAX. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and hanging out. We're going to get going and get back to work. We'll see you guys on Thursday.